Hey, this is Ryan from Web Eminence. There are certain strategies and principles that apply to all Google Ads accounts, but it's always interesting to see when specific industries have distinct nuances. So in this video, I'm going to show you some specific things I've learned from managing tow truck accounts over the years. So if you own a tow truck business and are running Google Ads or even thinking about running Google Ads campaigns, you're watching the right video. So I've been running Google Ads accounts for tow truck companies for several years, but just recently started up 2 new accounts in 2 different cities and realized they were both having some similar challenges. I learned some specific things about the tow truck industry running Google Ads campaigns. So the first thing that's pretty distinct about the tow truck industry is that since it's kind of an emergency industry, in many cases, if people are searching for a tow truck, they probably need a tow truck and are going to get a tow truck. So the conversion rate is high. If we have average conversion rates of 5-10% in Google Ads, you'll see conversion rates in the tow truck industry of 36% on a search campaign. If you're running a call campaign, which focuses on just having people call directly from the ad, you can see conversion rates of 60%, sometimes close to 100%. So you can see in this account I'm showing here, there's a 36% conversion rate. Here's another one around 30%. These are a mix of call campaigns and search campaigns where people are going to the website and then calling or filling out a form. So overall, it's a very high conversion rate industry. So if we switch these 2 stats over to cost per conversion, you see this account has a $36 cost per conversion, and then this one has about a $30 cost per conversion. Those are pretty typical numbers for call campaigns or even search campaigns. I have seen some videos online of agencies or managers showing really low cost per conversions of $10 or less for a phone call. I mean, those are great results. You could probably get that in some cities where there's high volume or just low competition, but I'm a little skeptical of those numbers. They probably are true, but it's not really in line with national averages. So if we look at the United States and the keyword planner for Google Ads, it does show cheap clicks at 71 cents a click and then a cost per conversion of $3.54. So that's like under $4 a lead, which would be great. This is the whole country. Obviously, no or few tow truck companies are going to be targeting the entire country. If we were to focus this in on a single city like Denver, Colorado, for example, and put that in this keyword tool, you're going to see the cost per click jump to almost $7 and the cost per lead jump to $35, which is more in line with the averages in those 2 accounts that I'm showing. So again, it's going to depend on the area you're targeting and really how much competition there is, but this should give you a general idea of what to expect in terms of the costs. Obviously, in an industry like this, getting conversions is not really the difficult part. The conversion rate is high, like I said. One of the things I've learned in managing tow truck accounts is that quality is kind of the sticking point. Getting quality phone calls. I have the clients often calling me, and when they're having issues, it's not that they're not getting phone calls, it's that the quality is not great. So there are a few examples of low quality phone calls that I've found to be prevalent in the tow truck industry or tow truck campaigns. And there are some ways to limit them, but you're never going to stop them completely. So the first one is getting competitor calls. So this could be someone searching for a competitor name. So in this search term list, you see like Michael's Towing, Love's Roadside Assistance. So any brand names in here, you're going to have a lot of those. I've already eliminated many of them in this specific campaign, but this could end up with people searching for a competitor, seeing your ad. Maybe it's a call ad and they just click to call you, and they're looking for Michael's Towing, but that's not who you are. That's obviously a low quality phone call. You're probably not going to be able to convert too many of those. So the best way to eliminate those is to just not show for your competitor term. So you could enter your competitors as a negative keyword. In this case, I might put just Michael and Michael's in there to make sure I don't show for that competitor name. Another thing I hear from almost all my towing clients is that they get a lot of impound calls. So this seems to be people who already had their car towed because they parked somewhere they weren't supposed to or whatever. They get their car towed and then they're trying to figure out where their car is. I think what they do is they search for tow truck companies, towing companies near me, and then they call down the list. So they call, my client and they say, hey, do you have my car? Basically. So it sounds like they get a lot of those calls. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any good way to eliminate those. People in this case are looking for tow truck companies, and that's exactly what we're advertising. So you could eliminate keywords that, have to do with impounding or my car got towed, something like that. But in most cases, there's not much you could do. Maybe there's things you could put in the headline. I've even had some clients say, I don't have your car in a headline to try to limit those, but that's just the nature of this industry. You're going to get those calls. So another thing you'll see in your search terms when you target a roadside assistance or car towing, you're going to see insurance names, car makes like Chevy, BMW, roadside assistance, things like that. Some tow truck companies like to target those because they can deal with insurance, but some people don't. So that's something you got to watch out for. That might be a low quality call for you. So one thing you could do here, if you don't want to show for these types of terms, these company names, is just eliminate phrases or words like State Farm, Allstate, Chevy, BMW, things like that. So you can just stay away from those terms. So one other thing I did want to explain is the difference between search campaigns and call campaigns in terms of towing. So a lot of people do use call ads for towing just because a lot of people want to make a phone call and they typically perform well. I have tested on one client account search campaigns going to the website versus call ads. Here's some long-term data for 6 months or more showing that the call ads did have a slightly lower cost per conversion. There were many months where it was actually beating. So in this specific account, the call campaign did have a lower cost per conversion over a long period of time. There were several months where this search campaign was actually beating it. That's why we're running it. But another thing we found is that the quality is a little bit better because to some degree, these leads are filtered when they click, at least for the ones who do click on the website, go to the website, they're reading a little bit. That helps to filter the leads and provide a little bit higher quality. So that's why we are running this campaign currently, even though it's, $5 more per lead. So even though call ads make a lot of sense for towing, I would suggest testing out a regular search campaign. Maybe you run them both together at the same time to test the results. The results are obviously going to depend on the quality of your website as well. A lot of towing companies probably just run call ads because they don't have a good website. So if you're looking for help on your Google Ads campaigns, if you want me to use my experience with towing campaigns to help grow your business, definitely get in touch with me. If you're managing your own Google Ads campaigns, you'll definitely want to watch some of my other videos that have great tips on Google Ads management. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.